sun was just beginning to rise over the horizon, casting a golden glow across the endless expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Captain Jack Marlowe, a grizzled fisherman with over 30 years of experience, stood at the helm of his modest fishing trawler, the Salty Mermaid. Beside him were his two crewmates, young and eager Tommy, who had only been on the job for a few months, and the ever-skeptical but loyal first mate Sam. The trio had set out 3 days ago from the small coastal town of Seabrook, hoping to haul in a big catch of tuna. But so far, the ocean had been unusually quiet. The fish finder had barely made a peep, and the nets had come up empty every time. The crew was growing restless, and the tension on board was palpable. "Maybe we should head further west," Tommy suggested, breaking the silence. "I heard some of the other boats talking about a hot spot near the trench." Sam snorted. "The trench? That's just superstition. No one goes near there. Too many stories about weird things happening." Captain Jack frowned, his weathered face creasing with thought. "Sam's right. That area's cursed, or so they say. But we've got nothing to lose. Let's give it a shot." With a nod, Jack turned the wheel, steering the Salty Mermaid toward the infamous trench. The waters grew darker and choppier as they ventured further from their usual fishing grounds. The air felt heavier, and an eerie silence settled over the boat. Hours later, the fish finder suddenly came to life, its screen lighting up with a flurry of activity. Tommy's eyes widened. "Captain, look at this! There's something huge down there!" Jack rushed over, his heart pounding. The screen showed a massive blip, far larger than any school of fish he'd ever seen. "Get the nets ready," he barked. "This could be the catch of a lifetime." As the crew scrambled to prepare the nets, the boat began to rock violently. The water around them churned, and a low, guttural sound echoed from the depths. Sam's face turned pale. "That's not fish," he muttered. "That's something else." Before anyone could respond, the ocean erupted. A colossal wave surged upward, drenching the deck and nearly capsizing the boat. And then, rising from the depths, came it. The creature was unlike anything they had ever seen. Its body was massive, easily the size of a small island, with shimmering, iridescent scales that reflected the sunlight in blinding flashes. Its eyes glowed an unnatural shade of green, and its long, serpentine tail coiled and thrashed, sending waves crashing in every direction. But the most terrifying part was its head, a grotesque combination of a dragon and a whale, with rows of razor-sharp teeth and a crown of jagged horns. Tommy screamed, stumbling backward. "What the hell is that?" Sam grabbed a harpoon, his hands trembling. "I don't know, but it's not staying on this boat." Captain Jack, however, stood frozen, his mind racing. He had heard stories of sea monsters from old sailors, tales of creatures that lurked in the deepest parts of the ocean, but he had always dismissed them as myths. Now, faced with this behemoth, he wasn't so sure. The creature let out a deafening roar, its breath reeking of salt and decay. It lunged at the boat, its massive jaws snapping shut just inches from the hull. The crew scrambled to evade its attacks, but the creature was relentless. It circled the boat, its tail slamming into the side and sending cracks spiderwebbing across the deck. "We're not gonna make it!" Tommy shouted, his voice filled with panic. "Shut up and help me!" Sam yelled, thrusting a flare gun into Tommy's hands. "Aim for its eyes!" Tommy fumbled with the flare gun, his hands slick with sweat. He fired, and the flare shot through the air, striking the creature just below its eye. It roared in pain, thrashing wildly, but the distraction gave the crew a brief moment to regroup. Captain Jack seized the opportunity. "We need to get out of here! Full throttle!" Sam rushed to the engine, revving it to its maximum capacity. The boat lurched forward, but the creature was faster. It dove beneath the surface, disappearing from view. For a moment, the crew dared to hope they had escaped. Then, without warning, the creature burst out of the water directly in front of the boat. Its massive body blocked their path, and its glowing eyes locked onto the crew with an almost intelligent malice. It opened its mouth, revealing a swirling vortex of water and debris. "It's going to swallow us whole!" Tommy screamed. But Captain Jack wasn't ready to give up. He grabbed a fishing spear and hurled it with all his might, aiming for the creature's throat. The spear struck true, and the creature let out a blood-curdling screech. It thrashed violently, its body convulsing as it sank back into the depths. The crew held their breath, waiting for it to resurface. But the ocean grew still, the only sound the gentle lapping of waves against the boat. Hours later, battered and shaken, the Salty Mermaid limped back into Seabrook's harbor. The crew was met with a mix of relief and disbelief as they recounted their harrowing encounter. No one believed their story at first, but the deep gashes in the boat's hull and the strange iridescent scales stuck to the deck were proof enough. The incident made headlines, and soon scientists and cryptozoologists descended on Seabrook, eager to learn more about the mysterious creature. Captain Jack and his crew became local legends, but they never ventured near the trench again. To this day, no one knows what the creature was, or if it still lurks in the depths. But one thing is certain: the ocean holds secrets far beyond human understanding, and some mysteries are better left undisturbed. If you found this story touching and inspiring, please like the video, share it with others, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for following along, and we'll see you next time for more uplifting tales.